Welcome to Knowledge Hub, where curiosity meets discovery. Dive into a world of fascinating facts, mind-blowing science, and the secrets behind everyday wonders. Get ready to expand your mind and explore topics that spark your imagination. Let's unlock the knowledge together.
Every day, I wake up to the same suffocating reality. The air outside is thick, a toxic blanket that wraps around the city, choking the life out of us. We've become so dependent on air filters and masks that it feels like we're living in a dystopian nightmare. Athera, this so-called savior of humanity, has rolled out their miracle drug, AI Remedy. It's a game changer, they say. For 6 precious hours, you can breathe freely, like the world isn't slowly dying around you. But there's a catch. Only the wealthy can afford it. I work in a secret lab, hidden from the prying eyes of Athera. My name is Solomon, and I can't stand the injustice of it all. While the elite breathe easy, the rest of us are left gasping for air, literally. I've seen the data, the projections. Soon, a significant portion of the population will succumb to the air quality. It's not just a statistic, it's a death sentence for so many. My partner, Spider, has been brainstorming ways to create an alternative. We can't let Athera monopolize hope. We need to make something accessible, something that doesn't come with a price tag that could feed a family for a year. Spider had this wild idea. What if we change the color of the medicine? Make it look different so it doesn't attract attention. It's risky, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Meanwhile, Ella, a model and Athera's poster child, is caught in her own storm. Today marks the anniversary of her mother's death, a day that's supposed to be about remembrance, but instead, she's grappling with betrayal. Her boyfriend, the one she thought she could trust, is entangled with her friend Gina. It's a cruel twist of fate, and I can't help but feel for her. She's out there, promoting a company that's profiting off our suffering, while her own life is crumbling. The irony is suffocating. Here we are, fighting for survival in a world where breathing has become a luxury. I'm determined to find a way to help those who can't afford AI Remedy. We need to unite, to rise against this corporate greed. The air may be polluted, but our spirit doesn't have to be. We can't let Athera dictate our lives. We deserve better. We deserve to breathe freely, without fear of what tomorrow holds. As I work late into the night, surrounded by beakers and test tubes, I remind myself that change is possible. It starts with us. We'll find a way to turn the tide, to reclaim our right to breathe. And when we do, it won't just be a victory for the few, it will be a triumph for everyone. I never thought I'd find myself in a situation like this. Just a few weeks ago, life was simple. I was in love, studying hard, and planning for the future. But then Eric, my boyfriend, got tangled up with the wrong crowd, drug dealers of all people. It started innocently enough. He was just trying to make some extra cash, but it spiraled out of control. One night, he came home with a package. I didn't think much of it at first. I trusted him. But then I noticed something strange about his behavior. He was more secretive, more anxious. And then, the day came when Solomon's medicine went missing. I didn't know it at the time, but that was the tipping point. I remember the moment everything changed. I was at a party, surrounded by friends, laughter echoing in the background. I took a sip of a drink that Eric had handed me, and within minutes, I felt it, the compound coursing through my veins. It was like a switch flipped. My heart raced, my thoughts spiraled, and I could feel the world closing in around me. I didn't know what I had ingested, but I knew I had to get out. Panic set in. I stumbled through the crowd, trying to escape the suffocating atmosphere. I could see Solomon and Spider searching for me, their faces etched with concern. They had no idea what I was going through. I felt like a ghost, slipping through the cracks, desperate to find a way out. But the side effects were brutal. I was losing control, my body was changing, and I didn't recognize myself anymore. I tried to reach out for help, but my friends were scared. They didn't understand what I was going through. They thought I was just another party girl gone wild. I felt so isolated, so alone. And then there was Eric. He was caught in the middle, trying to juggle his loyalty to me and the pressure from the dealers. I could see the guilt in his eyes, but it didn't change the fact that he was the one who put me in this position. I wanted to confront him, to demand answers. But every time I opened my mouth, the words got stuck. As I grappled with my transformation, I realized I had to make a choice. I could either keep running or face the truth. I chose the latter, but it wasn't easy. I walked into Athera, the company behind the medicine, ready to expose everything. But they weren't going to let me walk away unscathed. They had their own agenda, and I was just a pawn in their game. In the end, desperation took over. I made choices I never thought I would. I had to protect myself, even if it meant hurting those I loved. And as for Eric, he was left to deal with the fallout. The pressure from the company was mounting, and I could see him cracking under the weight of it all. This isn't just my story. It's a cautionary tale about trust, betrayal, and the lengths we go to survive. I may have lost myself in the chaos, but I'm determined to find a way back, no matter the cost. I never thought I'd find myself in a place like this, but here I am, sitting in a cold cell, grappling with something far stranger than my surroundings. It started with a whisper, a strange sensation in my ear. At first, I thought it was just the stress of being locked up, but then I realized it was something more. My ear, it's mutated. I can feel it, a pulse of energy, a connection to something beyond myself. Then there's Solomon. He's not just some random cellmate. He's a scientist, a former genius at Athera. He tells me about the AI remedy he was developing, a cure designed for the elite, the wealthy who could afford to escape the ravages of time and disease. But now he's on a mission to democratize it, to make it available for everyone. I can't help but admire his ambition. He's seen the dark side of progress, the way the rich hoard solutions while the rest of us suffer. But then there's Eric. He's the one who bails us out, and I can't shake the feeling that he's not doing it out of the goodness of his heart. He's a shark, circling, waiting for the right moment to strike. When he tests me, I can see the gears turning in his mind. My DNA, it's mutated. I'm no longer just human. I'm something else entirely, something that could change everything. And that's when Eric makes his move. He threatens Solomon, demanding that he return to Athera to work on the very project that was supposed to help the masses. It's a twisted game of power and desperation. Solomon's brilliance could save lives, but in Eric's hands, it could become a weapon. I'm caught in the middle, a pawn in a game I never wanted to play. I can feel the weight of my mutation, the potential it holds, but also the danger it brings. What does it mean to be human if I'm no longer just that? Am I a monster, or am I the key to a new future? As I sit here, I realize I have a choice to make. I can either let Eric control my fate, or I can take a stand. Solomon's vision of a world where everyone has access to the remedy is worth fighting for. I may be in prison, but my mind is free, and my mutated ear might just be the beginning of something extraordinary. I won't let fear dictate my path. I'll embrace this change, harness it, and together with Solomon, we'll find a way to turn the tables on Eric. The world deserves better than a future ruled by greed. It's time to reclaim what's ours and redefine what it means to be human. I can feel it, the weight of my new reality pressing down on me. My body, once familiar, now feels foreign, almost alien. Eric's words echo in my mind. Enzymes that can create AI remedies. It sounds like a miracle, but at what cost? He wants to extract them, to use me like a lab rat. I won't be a pawn in his game. I refuse to let them control me. Just when I think I'm trapped, a spider scuttles in, its disguise as a driver, a perfect cover. It's my chance. I can't just sit here and let them take what's mine. I'll fight back. I'll show them that I'm not just a subject, I'm a survivor. I remember the moment Solomon handed me that compound sample. It felt like holding a piece of the future in my hands. We were both fueled by a shared vision, to create a free AI remedy that could change lives. In a world where healthcare often feels like a privilege, we wanted to level the playing field. The idea was simple yet revolutionary. An AI-driven solution that could analyze symptoms, suggest treatments, and connect people with resources, all at no cost. As I stood on the edge of that bridge, my heart raced. It wasn't just about me. It was about everyone who had ever felt helpless in the face of illness. I took a deep breath, thinking of the countless lives we could touch. The compound Solomon gave me was more than just a sample. It was a symbol of hope. I knew that if we could get this into the right hands, it could spark a movement. But then there was Spider, a tech genius with a flair for the dramatic. He had a knack for making waves. Just as I prepared to take that leap, I could almost feel his presence, like a spark in the air. He was ready to hack into the city's broadcasts, to announce our new medicine to the world. It was risky, but so was everything we were doing. We were challenging the status quo, and that kind of disruption needed a bold statement. In that moment, I realized the power of collaboration. Solomon's science, my determination, and Spider's tech-savvy brilliance combined into something greater than ourselves. We weren't just creating a remedy, we were igniting a revolution. The people needed to know that help was on the way, that they didn't have to suffer in silence anymore. As I jumped, I felt a rush of adrenaline and purpose. It wasn't just a leap into the unknown, it was a leap of faith. I trusted that our efforts would resonate, that the message would spread like wildfire. Spider's voice would echo through the city, reaching those who needed it most. "A new medicine is here," he would shout. "Hope is not lost." The thought of people hearing that announcement, of them feeling a glimmer of hope, fueled my descent. We were on the brink of something monumental. The AI remedy wasn't just a product. It was a promise that we could harness technology for good, that we could democratize healthcare, and that together, we could build a brighter future. In that moment, I understood the true essence of our mission. It wasn't just about the science or the technology. It was about the people. It was about creating a community where everyone had access to the care they deserved. And as I soared through the air, I knew that this was just the beginning. The world was about to change, and we were leading the charge.
I can't believe I'm awake. The world looks different, almost surreal. I stretch my arms, and instead of my usual hands, I see these delicate, shimmering dragonfly wings. They glisten in the light, vibrant and alive. It's exhilarating and terrifying all at once. I've read about transformations like this, but experiencing it? That's a whole different story. I remember the experiments, the late nights in the lab, the relentless pursuit of something groundbreaking. My compound was supposed to enhance human capabilities, but I never imagined it would lead to this. I feel a surge of energy coursing through me, a connection to the air, the environment. But there's a catch. I need enzymes to stabilize the compound, to harness this transformation fully. And those enzymes are in Angelina. Angelina, Eric's assistant. She's brilliant, but she's also fiercely protective of her research. I've seen her in action, dissecting data with surgical precision, always 2 steps ahead. Convincing her to help me won't be easy. I need to approach this carefully. She's not just a colleague, she's a rival in many ways. But desperation drives innovation, right? I can't let this opportunity slip away. I need to find a way to communicate my urgency without scaring her off. I think back to our last encounter. She was working on a project involving bioluminescent organisms. Maybe I can use that to my advantage. If I frame my need for the enzymes as a collaborative effort, perhaps she'll see the potential in what I'm doing. I take a deep breath, feeling the air rush through my new wings. It's intoxicating. I can almost sense the enzymes calling to me, hidden within her research. I need to get to her lab, but how? I can't just walk in. I'll raise too many questions. I need a plan, something that will allow me to blend in, to observe without drawing attention. Maybe I can create a distraction, something to pull her focus away from her work, just long enough for me to gather what I need. I think about the bioluminescent project. If I can replicate some of that glow, I could create a visual spectacle that would captivate her. While she's distracted, I can sneak a sample of her work, extract the enzymes, and then I can stabilize my compound and fully embrace this transformation. I can feel the excitement bubbling inside me. This is more than just a scientific breakthrough. It's a chance to redefine what it means to be human. With these wings, I could soar, explore, and push the boundaries of possibility. But first, I need those enzymes. Time to put my plan into action. If you enjoy what you see, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your support means the world and helps us create even more amazing content for you.